I can't believe this, but David Rubenstein and Mike Elias were telling the truth. They said that they were going to go out and make some just decisions to spend and that they weren't going to limit themselves. And here we are. I mean, the Orioles have already been busy trading for Taylor Ward, signing Ryan Helsley, signing Leody Taveras, getting Andrew Kinteridge back in a trade. But this is the first massive move the Orioles have made, because this is the second largest contract that the Orioles have ever handed out. Obviously, Chris Davis's 7-year, $161 million deal in December of 2015 is still the largest, but it's a player that I didn't think we would win the bidding war with, and that is Pete Alonso. It was rumored yesterday, or not even rumored, but confirmed that he was going to visit the Orioles and Red Sox at the winter meetings in person, considering he only lived like a half hour, 40 minutes away from where the winter meetings were being held. And I guess things went well with the Orioles yesterday because, as reported by Jeff Passan and now the MLB itself, the Orioles and Pete Alonso have agreed to a 5-year, $155 million deal. And this changes a lot for the Orioles, because now you have an even bigger logjam at first base, meaning that someone like Mountcastle or Kobe Mayo could even be on the way out, because I doubt it's Basayo, like I said, with the extension. So one of those two is getting traded. One of those two is going to be getting traded for starting pitching. We can still make a move in the free agent market for starting pitcher, but at this point, I've heard that we are talking extensively with the Nationals about Mackenzie Gore and the Marlins about Edward Cabrera. So at this point, I feel like the Orioles are going to go to the trade market for the starting pitcher, and that's fine with me, but I'd rather it be Mackenzie Gore more than Edward Cabrera. But either one, I think, would be a massive addition to the rotation. But yeah, I mean, you put Taylor Ward in the lineup, he hit 36 home runs, Pete Alonso hit 38, he can also hit 40 to 50. I think the ballpark is perfect for him, Camden Yards, and I'm still just mind blown that we even did it. I don't know if we outbid the Red Sox, because apparently we were this close to getting Kyle Schwarber, but he re-signed with the Phillies, and it's not because we offered him less. We actually countered the Phillies' 5-year, $150 million offer, and he just decided to stay in Philadelphia, which I kind of figured would be the case, but there was always that possibility. But, after that went downhill, I guess the Orioles decided, all right, Pete Alonso's our next main focus, and this time they won out, offering him $5 million more for the same amount of years that they would have offered Schwarber. But, also Alonso's a little younger than Schwarber, so that could also be the reason why. And as far as I'm concerned, I didn't see any opt-out in the deal, because when you look at the two most recent multi-year deals that Mike Elias handed out, Tyler O'Neill last year with the 3-year deal and Ryan Helsley this year with the 2-year deal, each of those deals had an opt-out after 1 year, and of course O'Neill decided to accept his offer. He's staying. He could be traded, maybe, I don't know. And Helsley, we'll see if he'll be one and done or if he'll play the 2 years of the contract. I guess it all depends on how he performs this season. But with Pete Alonso, I didn't see an option, and I think 5 years is perfect. You're not going too short, but you're also not going too long with someone like Pete Alonso, considering at this point, too, even if you don't plan on playing him at first base, you're probably going to DH him quite a bit, which he said he's down to do, as long as he's, able to play and help the team that he's on contribute. He is fine with that. So, yeah, Mike Elias and David Rubenstein, for once you said that we are willing to go all in, and you do it. Like, part of me's surprised, part of me's not, because of all the rumors I've been hearing. I just didn't think it would be Pete Alonso. I thought maybe it would be like a Kyle Tucker, or maybe, the next one would be like a Framber Valdez or a Ranger Suarez, which again, one of those two I think is still in play, but at this point, I think it's going to end up being Mackenzie Gore or Edward Cabrera, considering how extensive those talks have been. But I think we can get Gore easier. I don't think they're going to ask for a ton. I think they're going to ask for a bit, but not a ton. But with the Marlins, since Cabrera still has 3 years of team control, I feel like, from what I've heard, they're going to be asking for a lot more in this case. But yeah, Orioles fans, we can rejoice. We have an owner that is willing to spend money, or just at least give us money to spend to make this team better. And it's a start. It is a it is a step in the right direction and something we've been missing. Again, I've said before, I don't need us to go Dodgers buck wild. It's just when there's top free agents on the board and you have a hole to fill somewhere, you have to, at some point, be able to say, okay, we can go out and get this guy and make ourselves better, because you're in a division with the Yankees, Red Sox, and Blue Jays, who are all willing to spend money, and the Yankees haven't really done anything, but the Red Sox have already made a Sonny Gray trade, and then they got somebody else with a trade with the Pirates. I can't remember who it was specifically, but they just got one. And then you got the Blue Jays, who are coming off a World Series loss, and they were the ones that went out and got Dylan Cease, taking him off the pitching market before the winter meetings even started. But yeah, overall, I'm excited about this move, and obviously I know that the Orioles are not done. I know they're still in on some sort of a frontline starting pitcher, whether that's through free agency or trades. I guess we'll see in the coming days. But I just knew that the Orioles, before the winter meetings were over, which they end tomorrow, they were going to at least make one splash move. And once Kyle Schwarber signed, I said, all right, I think the next one off the board is either going to be Kyle Tucker or Pete Alonso. And the Orioles met with both, and Pete Alonso is the guy, and I'm okay with it. I mean, he hit .272 with 38 homers, 126 RBIs last year. The man can hit, and that's what we need in the lineup, is that middle of the lineup power bat that we so lacked last year, and to have him signed to a multi-year deal, not just like a 1 or 2 year deal while he's still in his prime. Yeah, they impress me. Mike Elias, Dave Rubenstein, they impress me with this, and I hope that things can continue to be like this during David Rubenstein's tenure. But until then, tell me in the comments below, what do you think? That's it for me, and when the Orioles make another big move, because I can tell you that they probably will at some point soon, I will be back in video form talking about it. So yeah, have a happy holidays, and I'll catch you all in the next one.